Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I do apologize for this video being late. I was dealing with some issues earlier this week, and I was not able to upload this video and get it recorded in the time that I wanted to get it done. So I do apologize for that. If you're new to the channel, thank you for joining in. This channel is about my personal experiences dealing with a disability, and this is basically life through my eyes and the day-to-day battles that I go through. So thank you for joining me. And this video, I will say, is going to be it's gonna hurt some people, and it's gonna open your eyes to me personally, and what I have dealt with. The friends that I have that are on this channel, some of them do not realize the issues that I've gone through and that I go through on the mental health side of things. So this video is going to be about self-harm. This is going to be, again, just my experiences with mental health and the self-harms side of things. And before I go any further, I know mental health and self-harm, affects a lot of people from a lot of walks of life. And it's not just in the disabled community. So, but I cannot speak on other people's experiences with self-harm. I can only speak on my experiences, and I can only speak vaguely on the experiences of people that have reached out to me wanting me to address this issue within the disabled community. And I can loosely tie this into last week's video of being seen for the right reasons. Self-harm to me, and why I have done self-harm in the past, and why I still struggle with the mental side of self-harm now, is because of being seen for the right reasons, or partially being seen for the right reasons. And also it's because of just the day-to-day life and of the disabled routine. Now, what I mean by that is I see myself in a negative light most of the time. I see myself as not worthy. I see myself as broken, and I see myself as unwanted or unneeded, or both unwanted and unneeded. And that just comes with the issues that I struggle with, the physical issues of living with the disability, of the wheelchair, of the constant headaches that I get because of the fluid on my brain. I create too much. That's why I have a shunt in my head, and so that causes me a lot of headaches. And so that the constant headaches really, there's very little reprieve from that, and that just beats me down constantly. And when it's the hardest for me, for the self-harm on the mental side of like the verbal, the negative self-talk, it's when one of my friends might call me up and say, hey, we're getting a group together, we're going down to the lake, or we're going down to the beach, or we may go to the park, like a nature park or something. And, you know, if I'm feeling okay and I don't have a headache that day or whatever, I always have to think, okay, if they're going to a nature park, you know, is it wheelchair accessible? Are the trails wheelchair accessible? You know, and then I have to ask them, hey, is this wheelchair accessible? And if they don't know, then it's kind of like a 50-50 shot of me driving out there to hang out with my friends, or potentially hang out with my friends. And I get out there and those trails are not wheelchair accessible. You know, they're either extremely gravelly dirt paths, or it's sand, or it's something like that where my wheelchair cannot physically go unless I have an all-terrain vehicle, or an all-terrain chair, sorry. um, and I don't have one of those because those cost extra money, and the government and the insurance companies, in their infinite wisdom, think that those are luxuries to have, not necessities, when it would make the world more accessible. And so if you live with a disability, you have to shell out more money just to be included more in outdoor activities that are off the beaten path per se. And so those types of interactions really mess with me, because yes, I want to be included. Yes, I want to go hang out. Yes, I want to do all this fun stuff. But my reality is, can I physically do that? Can I physically go where you want me to go? Um, and when I can't because of the disability, that just really depresses me and makes me feel more alienated. It makes me feel more secluded and alone. Um, and again, this is not anything against anybody else that invites me out. Yes, invite me out. That's fantastic. But it's just, those are the kind of thoughts that I have to have. I have to think through, how am I going to get there? How am I gonna navigate what you're trying to get me to do? And is it even possible? And maybe it is. And if that's the case, then we have no issues. But 9 times out of 10, there's going to be some sort of obstacle that I'm going to have to pivot and navigate around. And it just makes my disability that much more apparent, and it really pisses me off that way. So so when those in those current situations, whether I'm laying in a hospital bed and I'm looking on Facebook and everybody's out at the beach, or everybody's out, at a birthday party, or whatever the gathering may be, they're doing their thing, and I'm sitting here in a hospital bed with tubes sticking out of my arms. It again, it just really depresses me, and I know I'm repeating myself on this, but it makes me feel broken, and I question why I'm here. So, and I'm gonna pivot a little bit. I got a message this week, about a personal friend of mine that had the disability that ended up in the hospital because of self-harm, physical self-harm. And when I heard the news, I I wasn't I wasn't shocked, and I was disappointed, and I was hurt, and I was scared, but I wasn't shocked because I understand. I understand the 24/7, 365-day battle that this person is going through. And and I'm not saying all disabled people are depressed. I'm not saying all disabled people are, practice self-harm or do self-harm. Not practice it, but you get what I'm saying. Um, but for the ones of us that do the self-harm and do uh, the self-harm, whether it be verbal, mental abuse, personal mental abuse on oneself, or is it, or if it's the physical self-harm, I get it. And when this person reached out to me, I knew that this is the topic that I wanted to touch on, because most people are going to say, well, why do you do this? You're so strong, you're so, you're such a fighter, and this person has gotten those, pep talks before as well. And while they come from a good place, and while they are meant to be as an encouragement, for me personally, I I get to the point where I'm tired. I'm very, very tired of having to be strong. Yes, am I strong? No doubt. Am I a fighter? No doubt. I just wish that I didn't have to be, if that makes sense to y'all. It would be nice to have a day without pain. It would be great to have a day without the anxieties of my medical issues and what havoc they're gonna wreak on me during that day. It'd be nice to have just a reprieve for one day. And so self harm, the physical side. I'll move on to the physical side now. For me personally, I have done the physical self harm before as well. I have I have gone down those roads. It's not a fun road. It's I'm not glorifying it. I'm not looking for sympathy either. I'm just speaking my truth. But when I have done my physical self harm, it is because of I'm just tired. I'm mentally and physically and emotionally just drained. There is nothing, when I get to those points, there is nothing left in the tank. Um, and I don't want to sound like it's a poor me, because it's not. It's not a poor me. I'm not, like, again, I'm not looking for sympathy. It's just I'm voicing what I go through. And so the physical self harm, when I did it, again, like I said, because I was at my breaking point, and sometimes I did the self harm to feel a different a different kind of pain, to take my mind off of the mental pain or the physical pain that I originally am going through, whether it be my headaches or back pain or whatever it may be. So I did the self harm for that reason, and also just because I was pissed off at myself. I was pissed off of how could I be this way? How could I, excuse me, how did I end up where I am? And so it's self harm is not. I'm not glorifying it. I am actually wanting people to know that if you are struggling with the mental health side of things, whether you're disabled or not, reach out for help. Call someone that you trust. Call the National Suicide Hotline or a self help hotline. It's, and I will say this because I'm currently in therapy, and I've been in therapy for going on 18 years, I think. 17 years, something around there. Asking for help is is the best thing you can do. Because is it going to take your pain away? No. Is it going to is it going to change your is it going to change your way of living? Possibly not. But it will change your outlook, and it will change your coping mechanisms on how to deal with your personal issues, whether they be day to day or whatever. So getting back to my friend that called, when I found out they were in the hospital, I know what they're going through. Like I said, because the fight seems never ending, and the fight seems unwinnable. And maybe it is an unwinnable war. Maybe maybe it is. And because I know with my condition, it's not going to get better. It's sadly, I've talked to many doctors saying it's going to slowly get worse. Um, not dying worse, but I'm going to have less and less mobility as the years go on, um, and I'm going to have more surgeries. I've had 30 surgeries so far in my life. Yes, 30. I've had 30. I know people that have had way more than that. But again, that just adds to that mental health side, that I'm speaking of today. Because my my normal life, my normal routine revolves around my medical health, my medical issues. So it's a very taxing, and it's very that it's just very depressing, because like I said, and I know I'm repeating myself on this one. It would just be nice to have a regular day, a normal day, without the pain or without the constant anxieties of how I'm going to navigate this outing if I go out with some friends, or if the friends even call. And so I actually don't know what to say now, but yeah, it's hard. It's very hard to deal with a disability. For me personally, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, when you know there's no end in sight. And again, with the self harm and the self negative talk, for me, when I've done those things, it is just a culmination of everything that I've been through. And I have seen and I have experienced in my personal life more setbacks and more negative outcomes than positive ones. I am dealing with one right now, and I can briefly speak on this one because this goes into the mental health issues as well. When you have a disability, and you get put on disability from the government, and this disability, I'm sorry, the government pays you to live because you can't, hold down a job because of your disability. One of the issues is, while you're on disability, you can only earn so much money from a regular job on top of your disability check. And I'll stop everybody right now. The disability check is minimal. I mean, it is poverty level minimal. And so when the government tells you, hey, yeah, you can work, but you can only earn X amount of dollars, and you can't go over that, or if you do, and we find out about it, we will take your disability check away. And then you have it takes 6 months to reapply to earn that disability check back. That ties into this mental health issue of, I'm stuck and there's no way out. Or there's very little ways out. I'll say that. And so that plays on the mental health side as well, of the government doesn't even really give us enough to survive on and have a future if we are stuck on the disability check side of things, which I currently am. Yes, I have a job, but I only work the minimal allotted time because I don't want to go over the allotted time for the government, because I can't earn too much, because because if I do go over, I've done the math. I will be $200 in the hole every single month, and so that's a big a mind game right there. So again, yeah, thank you for joining me, guys. I know, I'm sorry, this video ran a little bit long, but yeah, those are my thoughts or my beginning thoughts on mental health and living with a disability. Again, if you have not, go ahead and click the bell icon and the subscribe button if you want to. It'd be greatly appreciated. Comment down below if you have any questions or comments or topics you want me to cover next. And thank you for joining me again, and I will talk to you soon. All right, have a great day, guys. All right, bye.